Hi everyone, and thank you for tuning in to watch this video. My name is Debbie and I am from Spill the Tea Leaf Readings and more. For this video, in honor of my birthday, I'm going to focus on birthday tarot spreads. Birthday is like the new year. It's a great time to reflect and look ahead. And actually, you could repurpose most, if not all, of the spreads I'm about to show you for the new year and vice versa. Just a reminder that the cards I'll be showing you are just examples and I'm not actually reading for a person, not even myself. It's all in service of showing you what the tarot can do for you. And of course, if you like what you see, let me know and subscribe and maybe even get a reading with me. If that is something you're interested in, you can email me at info@spillthetealeaf.com. Okay, let's get this party started. Our first spread is a one-card spread. For those of you who have watched one of my spread videos before, you know I like to start off with a one-card spread whenever possible. This is a spread that you could do anytime. It's a great daily pull spread. You could do this for each month, year, and so much more. Basically, you're asking the universe by way of your tarot cards to tell you what your energy will be on your birthday or for this new year that you are celebrating. If you choose the second option, it helps you to specify which year you are looking at by stating your age. Using the example here of the Knight of Wands, I would say that your birthday energy is all about passion and adventure. Are you maybe going on vacation to celebrate your birthday? Or maybe this will be the year that you quit your job to pursue your dream of becoming a writer. Or because this is a court card, maybe a person that is represented by this card will be playing a major role in your life this year. Here is our first 3-card spread, and this one is from astrology.com. This is sort of like an expansion on the energy card, only instead of energy, you're looking at the theme of your year, which is very similar. This one has you looking back and looking ahead. The last card is looking at a major lesson learned, which is most likely looking back at some point in the last year, but may go back further. You never know what the universe is trying to tell you, right? If you happen to pull a major arcana card for this, that would be amazing, as major arcanas tend to be more about the big things, the big lessons in life. You could even purposely pull card number 3 just from your majors to achieve this if you wanted. Let's look at an example. Here, the 5 of Cups represents this year's theme, which is one of disappointment. So maybe you had high hopes for this past year and nothing went according to plan, or none of your big plans for this year panned out. Next year's theme is the Hangman reverse. So maybe it's time to take a break and reflect, especially since this past year didn't go well for you. This could also mean that this new year will see you experiencing a suspension of life. Nothing new happens, nothing changes, but you're still here just hanging around. Finally, the major lesson learned this past year was how to celebrate with your friends. Basically, the 3 of Cups is telling you to throw a party when you can and enjoy life. This 3-card spread is from Keen.com and is similar, but the third card focuses on upcoming challenges to be aware of rather than a life lesson learned. So this is a more forward-thinking spread overall. The first card is actually a lot like the last card in the previous spread. It's asking, what should you take away from the previous year, which might not be a lesson, but probably is. And then the second card is very similar to asking about an energy or theme for the upcoming year, but twist that concept into what to expect from this new year instead. All of these spreads are ones that I would recommend you write down or record somewhere, maybe even just take a picture of the cards on your phone so that you can look back closer to your next birthday. Your interpretation might change as you see what's already unfolded since you pulled your cards. The Ace of Cups, for example, might mean one thing to you now, but in 11 months, you may realize that the card was accurate, but your interpretation was not. All right, so in this example, we have the 6 of Cups, the 2 of Swords, and the Knight of Cups. You should take away all the good memories you made from last year. Expect to have some tough decisions this year, and you'll need to be aware of, let's see, this could be a person. Be aware of a romantic challenge or of a dreamer who tries to pull you into their overly romanticized or dramatic plans. I don't know. That might actually sound fun, but I guess it's a challenge, so maybe not. Here's the first 5-card spread for you. So this is another spread from Keen.com, and again, looks at the energy of the previous year. But from there, this spread looks ahead at your next year in increments. So if your birthday is towards the end of December or the beginning of January, the months here are really easy to figure out because they move with the Gregorian calendar. If you have a birthday another time of year, not that it's hard to figure out which 3 months are which, it obviously doesn't go by your standard calendar in that case. If you were born in the middle of a month, you could count the second half of that month as the beginning of a new month here, or you could just choose to start on day one of the following month. So, for example, if you were born on May 15th, your first 3 months could be June, July, and August, or they could be the second half of May through the first half of August. It's up to you how you want to count these months, other than the fact that they will be grouped into threes. Here we have the Ace of Pentacles for the previous year's energy. So maybe it was a year of some money coming in or a positive career change. Or maybe you were really able to manifest some stuff for yourself. The first 3 months of your new year will bring the King of Swords reversed. So maybe some manipulation or dictatorship. Are you the manipulator or the dictator or the victim? I think I'd pull clarifying cards for this one if I were, doing a real reading here. The second 3 months are the Ten of Swords reversed. So this will be a time of recovery for you, which you may need after the King reversed gets to you. The third set of 3 months will be you walking away courtesy of the Eight of Cups. Yes, manipulated, recovery, moving on. Let's see what the final 3 months of your year will bring as you get closer to your next birthday. The Four of Pentacles reversed. It looks like you are going to be taking control of your life. What a great trajectory, not without challenges, but empowering nonetheless. This next spread goes a bit more in depth and really asks the hard-hitting questions. Now you have two options for the first two cards. The best and worst part of the year can look back, or you can use them to look ahead. I'm inclined to look back with them just because the next question is about the lesson learned during the past year. It feels like questions 1 and 2 are gearing you up for that, but you could look ahead. Question 4 is really interesting and hopefully something that won't be a surprise to you. In a big milestone year, you might be more in touch with your feelings than on, say, your 34th birthday. So asking how you feel about being another year older is interesting. And then advice to take into the next year. So what have we here? Oh, look, it's the same cards as in the last example. So let's see what happens when we apply these cards to these new questions. Ace of Pentacles was the best part of your year. Yes, you got that new job you wanted and it's worked out great. The worst part of your year, so this jerk, the King of Swords reversed, kept trying to manipulate you, and maybe that's why you started a new job. What you learned this year is that time heals all wounds and recovery, although painful, will come. How do you feel about turning another year older? So the Eight of Cups is saying that it's an opportunity for you to move onward and upward. So you're feeling pretty good about it. And finally, advice for the next year is to take control of your life, but not to take it to the extent of the Four of Pentacles reversed, who doesn't know when to let go. All right, we are adding another card to our spread again. This insights for the upcoming year spread comes from Intuitive Souls. It asks about the challenges you faced in the last year, where your attention was focused, and the outcome of the situation that drew your attention, and what you need to let go of to move forward. Then we look ahead by asking where your attention should be focused in the upcoming year, and then finally, what is the overall energy of the year ahead? Here are some new cards for us to look at. The Ten of Cups was a challenge you face this year. So maybe this is saying that you worked really hard to get everything you wanted, or maybe the challenge is that you weren't able to achieve what the picture of joy or family looks like in your head. You focus most of your attention on a heartache. Don't you just love when the Three of Swords pops up? The outcome of the situation was that was drawing your attention was the Queen of Swords. So you had to separate your emotions out in order to make it through your day and see clearly again. All of this is explaining why maybe you couldn't achieve the Ten of Cups, right? Okay, so what you need to let go of to move forward is the King of Cups. This could be the person that broke your heart, or maybe it's the person you tried to be that didn't work out for you. It's hard to always be emotionally mature, so let go of always trying to be in control so that you can just feel your feelings. Um, you should direct your attention to the Page of Cups, reversed. Okay, wait. So first of all the court cards are facing right, which is towards the future. That's great for moving on. Also, going from the king to the page, it's time to get a little less mature when it comes to relationships. Like you have to start over, right? But that doesn't necessarily mean with a new person. Maybe you have to get back in touch with yourself this year. And finally, the Four of Cups is the overall energy of your year. So you're feeling indifferent and aloof. You take some time for yourself, don't actually ignore the outside world, or you'll miss something great coming your way. This next spread is Ethany's Tarot Birthday Card Spread. Um, this spread takes a look at different areas of your life in the year to come. And the very first question asks what else you should be celebrating today, which I just love. Your birthday's not the only thing you got going for you today, you know? And then what was the major lesson of your previous year? So then we look at the energies in the upcoming year for your relationships, work and career, and health and well being. And the last question asks about spiritual lessons you'll be coming across, which feels a little more insightful uh, than just asking what lesson you'll be learning. I love it. All right, for this example, we have the Hermit. So you should be celebrating enlightenment on your birthday. Maybe you just learned something new about yourself recently or got your PhD. The lesson of the previous year was the Page of Pentacles. So you learned how to manifest your dreams. Way to go. The theme of the year to come is a Two of Pentacles. So I would say you're going to be doing a lot of juggling, a lot of managing your time and multitasking. The Knight of Pentacles reverse is telling us that your relationships this year will be kind of boring, nothing new or exciting, which could be a good thing. The Ace of Swords is showing a clarity and focus surrounding your work life. That's great. Death reverses your health. So you may have a health scare that will lead you to some new, healthier habits that will give you a new lease on life. And finally, card 7 is a Hierophant who is here to teach you the value of tradition in your spiritual life. This can be something new that you start for yourself, or maybe you'll take the time to reestablish a tradition that brought you joy as a child, but that fell to the wayside in your adult life up until now. For our next spread, we are looking at one that is just large enough that it was really hard to fit it onto the slide. This is the I'm the Whole Damn Cake and Cherry on Top Birthday Tarot Spread from Backyard Banshee. So this has some similar questions here to other spreads we've looked at so far. Question 2 asks what to release from last year, and the last question is looking for a key theme for your year ahead. So those are both familiar to us by now. Question 3 is a great follow-up to question 2, what to embrace for the year ahead. I love what your superpower will be for the year ahead. And then we have questions about growth and how to make and keep a space for that growth. The first card is actually not part of the spread. This is one you'll pick out ahead of time after doing some math. It's easy math, I promise. You can also pull this first card from another deck so that you aren't taking it out of the mix for the 7 questions that follow. Okay, so how do you find the major arcana card for your birth date? So it's numerology based on the date of your birth. I will use mine as an example. If you end up with a number higher than 21, you'll have to do some extra math since we know that major arcana cards only go up to 21. And the Fool, being a 0, is a card that won't factor in here. If you were using a deck where the Fool is 1, I suppose you could put him back into play and go up to 22, but I wouldn't recommend it because it won't lead you to your true soul card, as it's called. All right, so this isn't super scary math, I promise. So now you all know how old I am, and that is fine. My birthday is July 24th, and my birth year was 1982. So I take all those numbers and add them together. July being the 7th month is of course a 7, and then you break down all the numbers into 1. So it's not 24, it's 2 and 4. It's not 19 and 82, it's 1 and 9 and 8 and 2. Got it? Okay, so we add all those together and we get 33, which is too big for major arcana cards, which again only go up to 21. 33 is actually an angel number, which is something I just learned about and don't really understand, but maybe there's more to my birthday numerology than I thought. Something to think about. So we break down that 33 just like we did with the other numbers into a 3 and a 3, which when added together is 6. And the number 6 card in major arcana is the Lover's card. So that would become my first card. Basically, you're going to keep adding those numbers until you get to a number between 1 and 21 and then match that to the major arcana card. For funsies and having nothing to do with the spread, you can add your bigger numbers together again after you find your soul card, and that leads you to your shadow card. So let's say you end up with the number 20, which is Judgment. If you add 2 to 0, you get 2, which is the High Priestess, and that is your shadow card. If you're like me and your soul number is already a single digit, I don't quite remember how to find your shadow card. I just know that mine for number 6 is the Devil, which is card number 15. But now I've given you way too much information for this spread. All right, so the Empress card is card 3 in your deck. So this card would be for someone with that soul number. Judgment is our card of what's released from last year. So I just want to take this literally and say, stop judging people, release that impulse. Embrace the Third of Pentacles, the Three of Pentacles reversed in the coming year. So know that it's okay to do things by yourself. You don't always need to be with or work with other people. All right, your superpower for the year ahead is the Lovers reversed. So self-love, that Three of Pentacles reversed definitely goes along with that too. A way to make space for growth is the Queen of Cups. So remember as you lay these cards out that the last card is the one in the middle of that bottom row. So we're skipping the Sun for now to read card number 6. The Queen of Cups is all about caring and sympathy, so making space for yourself and for others emotionally. Just be there for them when it's appropriate. Let them know you're there for them and then be ready to follow through with that. In order to keep that space free and focused, you need to plan for it. Allow yourself to prepare a time or space to always have available to share with others when they're feeling blue, but also plan to put time aside for yourself for some self-love, lest you get burnt out. And finally, a key theme for your year ahead is joy and positivity. Thanks, Sun. I love that card. Okay, so now we're getting into the really big spreads. This 10 card spread is from Keen.com. This spread and the others in this video from Keen.com do not have a specific way to lay the cards out, so I made something up. This worked for spacing and is probably similar to what I'd actually do, but feel free to lay the cards out for this however you want. This spread is similar to the 7 card spread we looked at because this too has questions focused on specific areas of your life, but it does go far more in depth. It starts off looking back at the past year and asking for the year in summary, which is again an energy or theme type of card. Then we have the past year's lesson, and that's followed up by what you need to let go of to grow. Then we start looking ahead. What will be your main focus for the next year? What challenges will you be facing during that time? Card 6 looks at your career, work, and finances. Card 7 at your relationships and love life. And card 8 on your health and well-being. Question 9 asks what you need to focus on for the year ahead. And the final card focuses on what the most important lesson will be for the year ahead. Again, this is a great spread to look back on a year later and reinterpret. Even 6 months later on your half birthday, you will find new things based on what you've already experienced. So using these cards, let's see what we've got for an example. All right, the King of Pentacles reverse shows that your previous year was probably filled with financial mismanagement or troubles. However, you learned to ask for help when you need it, according to the Five of Pentacles. What do you need to let go of in order to grow? The Tower. I would say that this is indicating that a big change happened and you're not quite over it. And this card is telling you to get over it. Just allow the change to happen already. Allow yourself to let go of your old routines that you can transform. Your main focus for the next 12 months will be hope and renewal. What a great card to get after the Tower. For challenges in this year, we have the Four of Wands. This card can be about stability, which shouldn't be a challenge, but maybe your stability will be challenged, or you have to be willing to let go of your stability to move on, and right now it's a crutch. Card 6 is for your career, work, and finances, and the Chariot is telling you to strive for your goals. You have direction, so take the reins and go for it. Your relationships next year will be a little dissatisfactory, so maybe the romance has worn off a bit with your partner. Maybe that's a routine you just need to shake up. Your health and well-being, well, the High Priestess is reminding you that you know your body better than anyone else, so if you think something's wrong, let someone know and don't let them brush you off. This could also be the reverse. Like your doctor could be saying you need to lose weight and you're all like, nope, I'm a perfect size 20. Thank you very much. The Page of Wands is what you need to focus on for the year ahead. So find a way to spark your creativity, find inspiration. And finally, the most important lesson for the year ahead is the Seven of Swords, who's telling you to look out for numero uno and do what you have to do in order to survive. This next spread is a pretty general one that can easily be used as a New Year's spread too. For that, you would obviously start with January as your month one, but as a birthday spread, you would start with the first month based on your birthday. Because my birthday is towards the end of July, I would probably start with August, but you can definitely start with your birthday month, whether your birthday is the 1st or the 31st, it's up to you. And again, we are looking at the theme or energy for each month of your year. So let's say that your birthday is April 4th. So month one would be April, and the Eight of Swords reverse is telling you that you're going to be releasing some of your limiting beliefs this month. So maybe you'll leave your comfort zone to try something new. In May, you'll have some good luck, courtesy of the Wheel of Fortune, and in June, the Three of Wands reverse is indicating that poor planning will leave you stuck inside, not ready to leave the safety of your home or your world. July is the Nine of Pentacles, so you'll be able to enjoy the fruits of your labor this month. Maybe you'll use your saved up vacation time and go to the beach for a week. In August, you'll find yourself grieving. So whether you experience a loss this month or maybe relive the anniversary of a loss, something will definitely be eating at you a little here. And that's the Nine of Swords. Come September, the Five of Swords will have you take something that you believe to be yours, but you may hurt others in the process. In October, the Six of Swords is saying that you'll be transitioning from some tough times to better times. So this month may be stormy, but it will be the end of the storm rather than the beginning. Temperance shows that November will not be a harmonious month. Maybe the impending holidays throw you off balance. December shows a lot of responsibilities weighing you down, so time to delegate some of those holiday tasks to others. January shows the Magician reversed. I like to think of him as a trickster when reversed, but this could also mean that you'll be having trouble manifesting or getting things done. February is the Eight of Wands reversed, so it's a month of inaction. If you live in the north, maybe snow will literally keep you from going anywhere. And finally, March is a social month. So if you were snowed in, you'll be able to get out and about. So says the Queen of Wands. Biddy Tarot always has some great spreads, and here is one for your birthday. I split this one into two slides because 12 cards is a lot more words than I can easily fit. So we'll look at the first half of the spread here. Again, you see some familiar questions here, but this focuses more on empowerment and aspirations. So the first card is a previous year in summary, and the second is asking what you learned from the past year. Then we shift to your aspirations for the next year and what empowers you to get there. Card 5 is the flip side to that, what may stand in your way. Then card 6 is the first looking at a specific area of your life. This one focuses on relationships and emotions for the coming year. The back half of the spread picks up where the first half left off, with specific areas of your life for the coming year. Card 7 looks at career, work, and finances. Card 8 looks at your health and well-being. I know that well-being is spelled a little differently depending on which spread we're looking at, and that is because I am choosing to keep the creator spelling for each of these. Anyways, card 9 looks at your spiritual energy and inner fulfillment for the coming year. So the sections of the spread, by the way, are reflected in how the cards are set up. It's no coincidence that cards 6 through 9 are in a row together, and that when card 10 shifts ideas, we start a new row. So this card looks at what you need to focus on most this year. Card 11 looks at what your most important lesson in the coming year will be. And finally, card 12 asks where you are headed in the next 12 months. If you were to interpret the spread using these cards, here is what you might discover for your birthday. The Ace of Cups speaks to a year of great emotion. Maybe you really connected or formed a new fulfilling relationship that was a major part of your last year. The Six of Wands is a card of pride and victory and public acknowledgement for your accomplishments. So perhaps you learn that this is a great motivator for you. In the next 12 months, you aspire to the Seven of Wands. So this is about defense and standing your ground. So maybe you know there's a fight coming and you're hoping to be in it for the right reasons and stand up for what you believe in. Are you planning on running for office? The Fool is telling you that maybe not knowing any better is a thing that will empower you to reach your aspirations. So if you're new to politics and not jaded by the game of it all, that could be the thing that keeps you going here. However, the King of Wands, a charismatic leader, may stand in the way. This could be your opponent in the race, someone who is just as passionate as you and has a knack for getting people on their side. Moving to the second row, we have the Five of Wands reversed. Have you noticed how many wands have already shown up, by the way? Your relationships and emotions in the coming year will be characterized by inner conflict or competition. So maybe by running for office, you find yourself conflicted about how best to spend your time. You'll be unable to spend as much time as you'd like with those you love, but that's the choice you'll have to make. Your career, work, and finances are the Devil reversed. So you're breaking free here, but maybe in a way that leaves you detached. Are you quitting your job to run for office? Okay. The Queen of Pentacles is up next. She is your health and well-being, which is great. She's grounded in mind, body, and spirit. She's really good at balancing all facets of her life and of taking care of herself. You will be the queen this coming year. Next up is the Page of Swords, a figure of learning and apprenticeship. He represents your spiritual energy and inner fulfillment, so it seems like you will be fulfilled as you take on new things this year and continue to learn and take on new roles that allow you to communicate and brainstorm. Finally, in the last row, we have the Six of Pentacles, the Knight of Swords, and the Nine of Pentacles reversed. So what you need to focus on most in the year ahead is giving of yourself to others, whether it be in time, money, or something else. Just make sure to get something in return from those you are giving to. The most important lesson in the coming year will be for you to strike while the iron is hot and enjoy the ride, enjoy the adventure, right? Overall, you are headed towards a life of repetition in the quest for perfectionism in the next 12 months. So, following this political string, I would say that the race will take its toll on you in the end, and that you are going to find more fault in yourself and you will push yourself harder, but at a cost. Be cautious and be self aware. Bring people with you who can help you remember why you got into this race and learn the lesson of the Knight of Swords sooner rather than later so that you can at least enjoy your time rather than slaving away at something that used to be fun. This is the last spread and it has 13 cards. Not the biggest spread out there, but bigger than most average spreads for sure. This is broken down into two sections. The lettered cards focus on certain aspects of your life over the next year, while the numbered cards are the questions. I expect that you would lay out cards 1 through 6 first and then cards A through G, but you could flip that if you wanted to. Here are all the questions. I'm not going to take the time to go through these, though. I'm just going to skip ahead to the sample reading. So let's start by looking at the numbered cards first in this example. The Hierophant is our first card, and he is telling us that you need to let go of holding so tightly to your rituals or routines from the last year. Card 2 is the Page of Pentacles. He represents the financial opportunities that will present themselves in the coming year. To get to them, though, you have to put yourself out there. Card 3 is the Hermit, so it looks like you'll have some downtime to look forward to. This time will give you a moment to reflect, something that maybe you didn't take the time to really do this past year. A new hobby or interest to explore is the Eight of Wands. Interesting. This is a card of action or news coming in. So something that suggests you have to be ready to grab something quickly. So maybe you'll start doing something with momentum, like racing cards, or maybe you'll decide to chase tornadoes. Just be careful. An important lesson is represented by the Queen of Wands reversed. She can be too aggressive or a shrinking violet. So you will learn to maybe come out of your shell more. And card 6 is Death Reverse, which is a reminder that to be your best self, you have to put the past behind you. Moving on to the lettered cards, we start with the Ten of Swords reversed, which isn't too dissimilar from Death Reversed. It looks like whatever angst your family has caused you in the past, you will be able to recover from and start to move past it this year, as painful as that process may be. For friendships, we have the Four of Pentacles reverse. This guy likes to control people, so it looks like you might be trying to control your friends during this upcoming year. Not a great idea. Temperance reversed is your romantic relationship energy, which will be out of balance. I'm going through this a little faster because this has been a long video, but we're nearly at the end. Health is showing up as the Ten of Wands reversed, which isn't great. You have a lot of stress, and that is going to be causing some health problems for you this year. Finances are the King of Swords. That's good. He's a leader who knows how to be a warrior when necessary. So keep an eye on your finances. Have a plan for what to save and when to spend, and you should be just fine. The Eight of Cups is telling you to move on in your career. So either a change is called for, or maybe you'll get a promotion and move up rather than on. And finally, the Magician shows that traveling is definitely something you'll be doing in the next 12 months. You just have to make it happen. Well, that's all for now. Thank you so much for sticking with this video all the way to the end. I hope you enjoyed learning some birthday spreads. And if you are interested in getting a reading like this for your birthday, please feel free to email me at info@spillthetealeaf.com. In my next video, I'll highlight a different type of spread, and I do hope you'll join me for that. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and comment below if you want me to cover something specific sooner rather than later. Thanks for watching, everyone, and have a wonderful day.